Hi! Increasingly popular among Brazilians, the podcast format is not something new. It works like a radio station, but the content is made on demand, and listeners can consume it whenever they want. And precisely because it's on the rise today, this media is a great opportunity to communicate with the audience, and you see here how to use in favor of your brand. Podcast channels tend to focus on specific subjects, but in some cases, they can cover broader topics. The same goes for duration. Podcasts are typically 20 minutes to an hour long, but the format is flexible. What matters here is that the content addressed is passed on clearly and objectively, without being tiring for the listener. Before you confirm your presence on a podcast, it's essential that you research whether the media outlet and the topic are consistent with your professional performance and cannot cause noise to the company's reputation. In addition, it's important to be well guided for the conversation and stay focused on the content discussed in the podcast and the message you need to convey. In this format, the idea is for the conversation to flow naturally, so the simpler and clearer your language is, the better. But it's worth paying attention so that the conversation doesn't deviate from the main subject. Currently, many podcasts have adopted the videocast format. That is, in addition to capturing audio, there's also video recording of the interview. If you participate in this type of interview, in addition to the previous tip, take into account the need to evaluate the scenario and the sources presented, all to ensure that your image and the company's reputation are not put at risk. Remember to maintain eye contact with the interviewer and that the focus should always be on your message within the topic addressed. Although it seems like a simple format to run, a good podcast has a line of reasoning to follow, so it needs a script. It's interesting to evaluate the interview script with the interviewer before the recording begins and validate the key points of the conversation. When you realize that the subject is deviating from the plan, look for a way to politely go back to the agenda. Throughout the interview, you can mention your references and places where listeners can look for more information about the message you are conveying. Use the research wisely and add positive factors to your business. Now that you know the basics of how podcasts work, how about starting our dynamic? Get ready and good work!